Buffalo, New York, a city defined by its grit, passionate sports fans, and undying loyalty to the Buffalo Bills. For decades, Highmark Stadium has been the beating heart of this football-loving community, but now it's being replaced by a $1.7 billion state-of-the-art facility. While some see it as a long overdue upgrade, others argue it's a financial fumble, with taxpayers picking up the majority of the tab. Will this new stadium secure the Bills' future as Buffalo's crown jewel, or is it an unnecessary gamble on the backs of hard-working New Yorkers? Is this a victory worth cheering for or booing? Let's find out. This is new Highmark Stadium, a $1.7 billion massive project that's redefining the standard for modern sports venues. Scheduled to be built in Orchard Park, New York, this cutting-edge facility for the Buffalo Bills represents more than just an ordinary football stadium. This new stadium was motivated by the loyalty and commitment of the Buffalo Bills fans, driving the owners to turn the stadium into a more fan-friendly facility with modern features. But behind the scenes, this project has sparked many debates and concerns. There are questions arising about its funding source, strategies, and the construction timeline. This makes the new Highmark Stadium a highly controversial facility with everyone's microscopes on it. Buffalo may not be the largest or most vibrant city in New York, but it boasts one of the most devoted and enthusiastic fan bases in NFL history. Referred to as the Bills Mafia, these supporters represent the spirit that the Buffalo Bills have consistently given off. For years, these fans have created an exciting atmosphere and made their mark in the NFL. However, this energy has remained restricted within the original limits of the existing Highmark Stadium, inaugurated in 1973. Over the years, the Hallmark Stadium captured many precious memories. But after all those years, the stadium is running towards its inevitable demise. Major issues like deterioration of structure, old facilities, and absence of modern amenities have made the stadium not so popular and desirable anymore. Now it's unable to meet the standards of the modern-day fans. To make matters worse, Buffalo's harsh weather had not been kind to the structure of the stadium. The freezing temperature and snowstorms have increased the maintenance cost. Renovations of this stadium were considered, but the fact that they wanted to revamp a 50-year-old facility sounded a little too impractical. The city and the team needed a solution that embraced Buffalo's unique climate and culture while setting the stage for the future of football. That's how the decision to eventually upgrade the Highmark Stadium was solidified. The drive for a new stadium started with a comprehensive engineering analysis that depicted a bleak outlook for the current Highmark Stadium. The research showed that updating the old stadium to standard would require an estimated $1 billion, a significant investment for a renovation that would still leave the team without a facility with sustainable viability. For about the same cost, a modern, advanced stadium could be constructed, providing improved fan experiences, greater revenue prospects, and a design intended to endure far into the future. However, the path forward wasn't without controversy. The owners of the Buffalo Bills, including Terry and Kim Pegula, presented an eye-watering $1.7 billion plan for a new stadium. It was eventually revealed that a substantial part of the funding would be covered by taxpayer funds. This ignited intense discussions, as numerous residents wondered why taxpayer money should be allocated to support a private enterprise. To make matters worse, the Pegulas suggested the potential of moving the team if a deal wasn't achieved, exerting significant pressure on city and state officials to respond. The path from proposal to approval for the new Highmark Stadium was far from easy. First proposed in 2021, the project started as a $1.1 billion scheme focused on meeting the Buffalo Bills' requirement for a contemporary venue. In the following 2 years, the proposal faced rigorous examination as negotiations among team owners, local authorities, and state officials often made the news. Following months of discussions and deliberations, the plan was finally approved in 2023. However, it was not so smooth and easy. After calculating everything, the cost was soaring. Rising material costs, labor shortages, and inflationary pressures saw the estimated price tag soar to $1.7 billion. A 55% increase that raised eyebrows across the board. This cost escalation fueled skepticism about the project's financial planning. Critics questioned whether initial estimates had been intentionally understated to secure public and political support. Others expressed concerns regarding the long-term impact on taxpayers, since around $850 million of the funding would originate from public contributions, a controversial use of resources in a city facing urgent social and economic issues. In spite of these concerns, supporters of the initiative proposed that it was an essential investment to maintain the Bills in Buffalo and to guarantee the team's competitiveness in the NFL. In the end, the potential for economic advantages, job opportunities, and the team's symbolic significance to the city's identity surpassed the doubts, allowing construction to start. The new Highmark Stadium's design is influenced by some of the world's most advanced sports venues, particularly the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. The prestigious architectural firm Populous, known for its extensive portfolio featuring notable stadiums worldwide, was commissioned to design a facility that pays tribute to Buffalo's distinctive culture while providing a fan-focused experience. Their method focused on combining functionality, durability, and visual charm to design a stadium capable of withstanding Buffalo's severe winters and enhancing the game day experience. The new stadium features a partial canopy, which is a very prominent upgrade in the new stadium. This would not only protect the fans from the harsh weather, but also lighten up the stadium. From an aesthetic perspective, the design features elements that represent Buffalo's industrial history and communal pride. A remarkable colonnade design encircles the stadium, instilling a feeling of magnificence and endurance. The facade features iron spot brick panels and perforated metal, providing texture and aesthetic appeal while ensuring longevity. The construction of the new stadium officially started in June 2023, making it a memorable day for the Buffalo Bills and their fans. Shortly after, the excavation work began and was completed by March 2024. The completion of the stadium is expected to be just before the time for the 2026 NFL season. The early phase of excavation involved the removal of massive amounts of earth to create space for the stadium's structural supports and underground systems, a process that faced challenges typical of large-scale construction. One notable obstacle during this period was managing incidents involving fans. As the construction was taking place near the old stadium, some members of the Bills Mafia attempted to access the restricted area to observe the progress. Despite these setbacks, the project stayed on schedule, thanks to all the planning and a dedicated workforce. Adding to the symbolic weight of the construction were key appearances by Bills players and team representatives at major milestones. Their presence during announcements and updates reinforced the connection between the team, its fans, and the city of Buffalo. For many, this wasn't just a construction project, it was the start of a new chapter for a franchise deeply ingrained in the identity of its community. The funding of the new stadium has proved to be a significant source of controversy. The reason? Well, it's going to be a mix of private and public funding. The total cost of the project is evenly divided between the Buffalo Bills owners, the Pegulas, and the taxpayers. The Pegulas are covering 50% of the cost, which amounts to roughly $850 million, while the remaining $850 million is being provided by taxpayers, with $600 million coming from New York State and $250 million from Erie County. This arrangement has sparked considerable debate, particularly because of the high proportion of taxpayer dollars involved in a project for a private sports franchise. Many critics believe that the agreement unjustly imposes a heavy load on local taxpayers, particularly in light of the Pegulas' considerable net worth, which is estimated to be in the billions. Given their extensive personal resources, some believe the owners could have provided a greater contribution instead of depending on public funds to pay for almost half the expense. The Seneca Nation of Indians delayed the payment for the project due to the ongoing clash. The Seneca Nation had been in a prolonged disagreement with the Buffalo Bills owners regarding gaming revenues for years. As part of a 2023 settlement, the remaining money was transferred to the stadium project. Critics believe that the money should have been utilized for the community benefit, rather than wasting it on a stadium that had no benefit for the community altogether. Despite all the criticism and controversies, the supporters believe that it would benefit the economy in the long run, as well as secure the future of the Buffalo Bills. Another issue was the stadium's design. The absence of a roof prevented hosting events like the Super Bowl. The decreased seating capacity was also another concern for the critics. While critics view it as lost revenue potential, supporters claim it improves fan engagement and represents Buffalo's character. The new Hallmark Stadium might have sparked controversies and debates, but it's still undergoing construction. According to the fans, this upgrade was much needed and will shape the future of the Buffalo Bills for decades. Fans can also stay updated on its construction through a 24/7 live stream. And that's all there is to cover in this video. If you found this mega project interesting, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button for more videos like this. Which of these renovations impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments below.